Welcome to Average Dude's Slow Pitch.
Yo, Henry, Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out a whole bunch of Onyx bats for you guys. Actually an Average Dude's record here. We've never put 5 bats on one video. 4 I think has been our limit. But shout out to Ryan Vega over there at Onyx. I had reached out to him about picking up the TOWA just because I was trying to find out when the drop time was. I knew they were limited. And he asked, hey, were you planning to do a review? I said, yeah, I was going to throw this in the cart along with a bunch of your other 25 models, get them on video. And well, he sent all 5 over. So we're going to go just pro-ams on these ones. You're going to see myself and Keith swinging the Firstborn and the Momentum. And then you'll have PK and myself on the pink Momentum. The next gen will be myself and Emilio. And then me and Junior are going to swing the TOWA. So with all these, you've got the Blackout Firstborn right here. It's a 12.5-inch barrel. End loaded, so roughly half-ounce end load. Then we've got the Momentum 13.5-inch barrel, 0.75 end load. The next gen, this orange guy right here, is a 13.5-inch barrel balanced. The two-piece Momentum, this pink one, pink purple, is a 13.5-inch barrel end load, so roughly half-ounce. And then the TOWA is a 12-inch barrel, I believe half-ounce. If that's wrong, you'll see it on the screen now. Of course, I thought I had all 5 memorized, and I might have messed that up. But either way, again, huge shout out to them. Let's get our swings on it, see how it performs. It's only about 8:30 in the morning here in New Mexico. It's 77, 78 degrees. We're expected to get up to about 90 today, so we will get the swings on here before we worry about any of these bats, balls, cooking, anything like that. But all normal, 44, 375. UAAA stamp balls, nothing that's banned, no hardcores, no stadiums, nothing like that. So let's get our swings and see how they perform.
All right, again, shout out to Ryan Vega from Onyx for sending a bunch of these over. I'd reached out to him looking at just trying to find out the release time on the new TOWA, however you want to pronounce it, Onyx. And he ended up asking, hey, do we want to try all the 2025 models since we haven't had a chance to get Onyx on the channel this year? And so you're going to see this is going to be the most bats we've had on one video before with the 5. But we figured, hey, we're going to get the swings we need on them. We'll show you the best swings from all of them and kind of go from there. So first up, we got the one-piece Blackout Onyx Firstborn. Starting pretty much right at 275, maybe a hair just below, but again, at elevation, we always are a little bit low anyways, most of the time, so 275. Then we got the one-piece Onyx Momentum 2.0. And again, these are all 2025 models that we've got out here today. And for testing, like we always do, we're going UAAA stamp up, just for some consistency. On the one-piece 2.0 Momentum, 275, good to see. Then we've got the two-piece Onyx Momentum 2.0. Oops, and stamp up, sorry. Not name up, stamp up. This one's a little bit lower, 260, maybe 265. So either way, really no concern there. If it's anything like last year's Momentum, it was very game ready. So interested to see if that's kind of the feel we get from it, especially with it starting right there. Then we've got the Onyx Next Gen. And about 265, 270. So far, 2 one-pieces are at 275. 2 two-pieces are at like 265-ish, 270. And then the all-new TOWA. I'm sure I'm butchering the name. I do apologize. I'm going to call it TOWA from this point forward, but this one they did a pre-release on I believe it was the 19th, and then the rest will drop at the end of the month. It's supposed to be very game ready out of the wrapper. And that kind of makes sense. Barely the lowest we've seen compression-wise, but with the 2 pieces, we're seeing basically anywhere between 260 to 270. With the 1 pieces, we're seeing right at 275. We'll get out there. No Pro-Ms, as we mentioned in the intro. No 52s, as we mentioned in the intro. Can jump straight into the Pro-Ms, see how all these perform, and come back, final compression, final thoughts.
All right, again, to get these bats done, we're going to try to keep the video as short as possible. Again, it's 5 bats, but I'm trying to keep this thing under about 15 minutes for you guys. So you're going to see Keith up first. He's going to swing the one-piece Momentum, followed by myself. Then Keith will swing the one-piece Firstborn, followed by myself. Then we're going to have Emilio come up. He's going to swing the Next Gen. I'll swing the Next Gen. PK will swing the 2-piece Momentum. I'll swing it. And then Junior will finish the TOWA and I'll swing it. So basically, I'll have the second set of swings with each of the bats. You'll see the guys roll through them, and we'll kind of check the performance on all of them from there.
92 miles per hour.
That was towards the end. I reached it. That was just all bad, but it went.
99 miles per hour.
Oh, that was nasty.
That shortstop's in trouble. Hang on, Junior.
97 miles per hour. 100 miles per hour. 93 miles per hour.
I'll end on that one.
All right, we saw key swings here on the momentum. Ball was jumping off it good, tons of forgiveness. You obviously heard him talk about there at the end. Let's see how this thing performs.
101 miles per hour.
Okay. We'll see. I think that was a little low, but as we get some more swings, we'll obviously figure out where that sweet spot is and go from there.
95 miles per hour.
Okay, that was definitely higher up, and you definitely get, it's not sting on the hands, but it's a stiff feel. Again, it's a one piece, a longer barrel, so I figured you'd get that stiff feel higher up on that barrel.
105 miles per hour.
Yep, there's our sweet spot. We'll see where the compression comes down on this one, but that felt a little, obviously stiff at this time. No webbing or anything yet. Even with Keith's 30 swings, I've got a 5 or 6 in, so we'll see how this thing holds up and what the compression does for us.
101 miles per hour.
Okay, yeah. Everything you want out of a 13.5, tons of forgiveness, and still has a good sweet spot.
101 miles per hour.
A little bit low, pitch kind of came in. Good forgiveness.
103 miles per hour.
That's our sweet spot. Yeah, I mean, good carry, everything you want. Again, we've taught on the past, usually the longer barrels, you're sacrificing some sweet spot performance, which again, I mean, 103 elevated, very good, but there's obviously some bats we've had that have beat that by a good margin. But again, those are usually our 12.5 inch barrels. So you sacrifice a little bit of that sweet spot, no kidding performance to get that overall consistency, which is what we're seeing. And the reason you kind of go to the 13.5 is we start to move down to the TOWA and the one piece firstborn. That's where we expect to see maybe a little less forgiveness, but uptick in the kind of performance off that sweet spot.
105 miles per hour.
Yep. Again, can't ask for much more of a long barrel.
99 miles per hour.
Yeah, very good carry there, and that'll wrap it up on the one piece momentum. So just like he talked about, definitely feels stiff, but it makes sense. I think it feels like a traditional type of one piece, except with more forgiveness than kind of most guys are probably used to from the kind of older one piece, especially like those 220 days. But good sweet spot, lots of forgiveness, definitely good feedback. You know where you catch it. We'll see where it's testing at. Again, with 5 bats, we're only putting about 60 swings on each of these today. So if any of them stay nice and high, we will hold on to some. Now that bat reviews are slowing down, season's kind of coming to an end, bring some stuff back out for part 2s, comparisons, whatever else. But let's go ahead now and move over to the firstborn blackout.
97 miles per hour. 97 miles per hour. 97 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour.
This feels a lot softer than the other one.
92 miles per hour. 90 miles per hour.
Both not bad. For starting, what, 275 you said? Yeah, for starting 275, both of them aren't bad. The momentum's a bit stiffer than the firstborn, but I feel like I got a little bit more performance out of the momentum. But yeah, other than that, I mean, need a little bit of braking, nothing too crazy, but no, overall they're not bad.
All right, we got a little bit of a breeze starting now too. You can see here, hopefully. It's blowing pretty much in, so whatever, it's pretty normal here for us. The only time we ever see the wind swirl towards the outfield is usually when there's a storm pushing in. But all right, blackout, 3.0 firstborn. Keith obviously got his swings, gonna check this thing out, 12.5 inch end loaded. I did notice it does have a little bit of a tacky barrel, not like crazy tack, but you can definitely tell even with batting gloves, it's a little sticky. Hand it over there to PK. So interested to see how that kind of works. I know some companies call it spin tech, so we'll see how that helps.
101 miles per hour.
Okay.
107 miles per hour.
Well, there's our sweet spot. I thought that first swing might have been sweet spot, and well, that's the sweet spot. And again, I love 12.5 inch barrels. That's what I game, and excited for this one.
101 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, good sweet spot. Honestly, pretty good forgiveness. I think that was a sweet spot, but even on the couple we've just missed off of it, it's carrying and coming off pretty good and giving you the feedback that you want.
106 miles per
Yep,
hour.
there's our sweet spot. All right, that wraps it up for the Onyx Firstborn 3.0 Blackout. Again, these 12.5-inch barrels seem to be perfect, at least in my mind. You get a really good sweet spot, you still get a good forgiveness that sometimes you lose on the shorter barrels. This one, even being a one piece, a little bit softer than the Momentum as far as like the feel in the hands, which I think is a lot of that almost feeling a little bit like a stiff two-piece, so you get a little more forgiveness, which in my opinion is great. It's by no means soft as far as you don't get good feedback. Good carry. We'll see where this one's testing at. Obviously, we'll see where all these are testing at, but definitely a good option for the shorter barrel fans. Again, if you're somebody who needs that longer barrel, you want a one piece, that's where the Momentum comes in. So next up, we're gonna have Emilio with the next gen, and we'll keep rolling from there.
86 miles per hour. 87 miles per hour. 91 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, that one will do it. This bat, you feel it when you hit the hands, for sure. I didn't catch too many barrels.
All right, those were
today.
Emilio's swings here with the next gen. Gonna go ahead and give this thing a try. Again, that 13.5-inch balance.
106 miles per hour.
Oh boy, that's a fun sweet spot right there.
96 miles per hour.
I felt like maybe a slight miss of the sweet spot, but I mean, tons of carry, and if it was, lots of forgiveness.
100 miles per hour.
Yep, there's the sweet spot again. Yeah, I think this is one that still kind of closer to the semi-stiff type of handle feel, but this one I think will suit a lot of hitters with a good sweet spot while having the good forgiveness. You can miss the sweet spot just fine, and it's going to carry, perform. And what I've liked about it so far is with this little bit of wind we've got pushing out, every now and then some of PK's pitches are moving a little bit late, and I'm just barely missing my spot, and it's allowing me to utilize the forgiveness off this bat.
102 miles per hour.
Oh man, this is a good one. And to be able to get these kind of speeds with a balance, at least for me, is pretty nice, because usually that end load's what's helping this bat through the zone and really kind of helping it perform. So to be a 13.5 balance with that kind of sweet spot is somewhat rare.
96 miles per hour.
Whew, yeah. That's gonna wrap it up for the next gen. This thing to me feels pretty much game ready. I mean, I know Emilio put about 25 swings on it, 30 swings. So we're at about 60-ish between mine, but I'll be interested to see where this one's at compression wise. I know in the past, Onyx has put out some bats that were meant to be more game ready. Just took not a few, but didn't take a lot of swings to kind of bring that compression down near the 250, 255 mark. So I'll be interested to see if this is kind of that version of that, or if it's still sitting up there and this is the forgiveness performance we're getting. Also still outstanding either way. So we'll get this one back there and see, but great option from a long barrel, especially a balance, easy to control, and feels great.
87 miles per hour.
Okay.
92 miles per hour.
Okay.
89 miles per hour.
Pretty easy to control so far. I mean, definitely no softness in the barrel. A little bit of stiffness, but I mean, it's easy to find it. Easy to bring through the zone with that end load. First initial swings, I mean, there's not a lot of initial forgiveness. I have missed a couple balls, but all in all, it still feels good. When you catch that no kidding sweet spot, the performance is definitely there.
90 miles per hour. 88 miles per hour.
All right, guys, out there, right there. Again, guys, TOWA's a good bat. I mean, it has a pretty good sweet spot, pretty good performance. I felt it opening up in the later swings. All in all, I can't ask for more, man. This is a good bat right here.
All right, we got junior swings here on the Onyx TOWA. Again, 12-inch barrel, end loaded. I looked on the website, it didn't say specifically, but I'm almost positive this has to be a 1-ounce end load. This is a 26 sticker, and to me, it feels closer to 27, and you can really feel the pronounced end load on it. So just kind of keep that in mind. I will reach out to Ryan Vega over there with Onyx and confirm, and if it's not a 1-ounce end load, I will either throw that on the graphic here at the end when we're testing it, if I've heard from Ryan by the time I edit, or it'll be down in a pinned comment in the comments below.
99 miles per hour.
Whew. Oh, there's some carry. Yeah, this end load will work for you. Just get your hands through the zone, let the barrel pull it the rest of the way through, and it'll do some work.
97 miles per hour.
And there's some of the forgiveness. Caught that one lower, just mistimed the swing. I'm getting a little bit used to this end load compared to swinging the balance last, but you could feel the stiffness, no sting on the hands. But as we saw there, I mean, 97 on a line to Keith out there staying at the track.
$105 miles per hour.
There's a good feel off that sweet spot.
102 miles per hour.
Yeah, and that was just a little bit lower the sweet spot still. Again, got that stiffer feel, but even with the 1 ounce end load, as soon as you get used to it, it's still pretty easy to control. You don't have to overswing, and those slight misses, so we're seeing there, it's performing just fine.
103 miles per hour.
Yeah, there's the barrel, different sound and a great feel.
103 miles per hour.
Either way, that's the TOWA for you. I mean, again, 12-inch barrel, obviously significantly shorter than majority of the other options out there, those 13.5s. So it's nice to see Onyx have kind of that short barrel. Teammate of mine, Joey Aguilar, has been swinging Onyx all year. I know he's speaking very highly of the TOWA. I believe he's swinging at B&A Worlds when we head out there here in about a month, I guess, month and some change. But good sweet spot. Still really good forgiveness out of a 12-inch, almost to the point of like reminding me of like a 12.5. However, you are going to get that stiffer feel high and low, which just makes sense when you have those semi-stiff to stiff handles. But be interested to see where this one tests at. We'll obviously get it back. All we got left now is the 2-piece momentum end loads. That's that pink and blue. PK is going to come up, take his swings there. I'll finish up with it, and then we'll wrap the video up.
81 miles per hour.
Okay.
87 miles per hour.
Okay, there's a little bit of the sweet spot, I think.
83 miles per hour.
Still down on the hands a little bit.
82 miles per hour.
Nice little cut there.
84 miles per hour.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I know when I've been defeated by not being able to find it, this 13.5-inch end load, half-ounce end load with a 20-ounce sticker weight, Onyx momentum. It's a lot of barrel to find that sweet spot. I wasn't able to control it all the way through and consistently find it. It is stiff, probably needs some break-in time. Probably beat it down with some 52s to start off and then jump into the Pro-Ms. But it is stiff on the handle. So good luck with it, boys.
All right, and last but not least, the 2-piece momentum. Again, 13.5, half ounce. Obviously, we got PK swings there. Gonna finish this up, get them all back to the garage with that final compression piece. We've obviously talked about them all plenty at this point between each of the hitters and myself. So let's see what this does for us.
101 miles per hour.
Whew, okay. Okay.
105 miles per hour.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, so this feels, which I mean makes sense. I'm sure it's roughly the same barrel tech, whatever, but feels pretty darn similar to the next gen. Obviously, a little bit of end load you can feel bringing through the zone. I do think the next gen, so far, and I'm only a handful of swings here on this one, had a slightly better feedback as far as knowing where you caught it and whatnot. But I mean, we're talking very minor, and there's a reason we had to go to decimal points for the rankings on the website to try to break out some of these bats. But we'll see what we got from this one. And again, we'll see where all these are tested at and see if that makes a difference with what we're seeing from performance.
101 miles per hour.
Man, that stayed up good. I thought the way it hit on the line was going to come down a little bit earlier, but again, we cleared that little embankment that I think we posted. I think there was a picture of it earlier in the video.
102 miles
Ooh,
per hour.
nice knuckler. All right.
99 miles per hour.
Ooh, that's a good one to end on right there. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for the Onyx Momentum. That's going to wrap it up for the Onyx review. Again, these 13.5-inch barrels, I've never been a huge fan of them, but I'll tell you today, these are some that I'd definitely consider swinging. Especially, I noticed when earlier in the month when I was having the wrist problems, the longer barrels what I was making good contact with. So if I had a term I was going to go to, I was planning on swinging 13, even 13 and a half. And with the forgiveness off of these, I could see these being ones that I would take out there. Obviously, we'll see what they do with compression wise, but the difference here on the momentum versus the next gen, just slightly different feedback. I like the feedback on the next gen a little bit better, but I do like the half ounce on this one as far as bringing it through the zone. Sweet spot was good, however, a little bit small. Again, we'll see what that does with the compression, but so much forgiveness, it really did not matter. Still easy to control, pretty darn good feedback. This one has a little bit of webbing starting. It's easier to see kind of in the white paint on the momentum, but other than that, no issues with any 3 of these, or any 5 of these, sorry. But either way, you saw everyone talk about them. A lot of good options here from Onyx. I'll talk about it a little bit more as we test them, but thanks for tuning in, and let's get back to the house.
All right, time to test our Onyx bats. Again, we're gonna get all 5 of them rolled through here as fast as we can. Hopefully in the order we swung them. I think I got that memorized. I didn't go back and watch the footage, but first up, the Momentum one piece, 13.5 inch barrel, 0.75 end load. And sitting pretty much right on 250. So kind of be expected, I think in the past, and we might talk about it in the video, Onyx has been known to be right around that 275, 265 mark, and then not need a whole bunch of swings to really kind of break them in. Usually it felt good from the start, and it's nice to see you can still get some BP, get comfortable with your bat, but not need a ton of BP to really get them game ready. And then the Blackout Firstborn 3.0. And this one's still just a hair over 250, so perfect as well. Oops, sorry, moved the tester on that one. That was not good. Then I believe we swung the next gen next. Ooh, there's still some dirt on that. They have a little bit of slightly tacky barrels. Hard to kind of describe what, I mean, they're not like overly tacky, but just enough that, well, some dirt hung out there, and I probably should have wiped that off in my office here, but this one felt phenomenal. I'm actually really interested to see where this one's going to test at right now. Oh boy. Oh, that's wild. 265, almost 270, and I think of all of them, this one might have performed the best for me personally. I loved it, which feels really weird to say still, knowing that it's a 13.5 inch barrel and a balance. It's the two things I really don't swing very often, or have ever kind of really enjoyed swinging, so that's phenomenal. Then the all-new TOWA. Again, these ones are on the website now. I believe they'll start shipping the end of the month. They did a first batch release where those shipped right away, I believe on the 19th of August. And right at barely under 250. So again, what we're seeing here is a bunch of bats that started between 265 and 275. They all got about 60 to 75 swings, and they're pretty much right where you want them, nice and game ready. So I personally think getting to take that 50 to 75 swings, maybe a little bit more depending on your swing, ball use, all that kind of stuff, is perfect to let you get comfortable with your bat, but then give you kind of that game ready bat that you want. And in the past, we've seen these hold just fine when you start gaming them. And last but not least, the two-piece Momentum. And this one's sitting 255, almost 260. So absolutely no compression issues here on any of the Onyx bats. Again, you saw the performance with all of them. Really good products from Onyx. Again, huge shout out to Ryan Vega for sending these over. We figured as soon as we got all 5 of them, why not throw them all in the same video? Hopefully I did my best to keep this video short for you. Obviously, the time of shooting this, I'm not sure how long it edited out to be, but my goal was under 15 minutes. I'm not trying to make you sit there forever. But thanks for tuning in, and check out the rankings on averagedudeslowpitch.com.
Thank you for watching Average Dude Slow Pitch. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more content.